Miranda Sinclair and her mom live in New York City, and the year is 1979. Mom's boyfriend Richard is often at their apartment helping her train for a game show that she is going to be on called the $20,000 Pyramid. Miranda's favorite book is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. She carries a copy of the book around her everywhere she goes. This book plays a really big role in the book since it is about time travel. There is a homeless man who lives on the corner of the street of her apartment complex, which she calls the Laughing Man. He is often balling his fist and waving it at the sky and kicking the air as cars drive by. The Laughing Man is very important to the story. Sal is her former best friend, and he doesn't walk home with her anymore ever since he got punched in the stomach by a random kid in an army green jacket. Sal wouldn't talk to Miranda after that and started playing a lot of basketball. Lots of things start happening after Sal gets punched in the stomach by the kid in the green army jacket on the street. These two become somewhat friends. The two have a conversation at school about A Wrinkle in Time and time travel. Around this time, Miranda makes friends with Anne-Marie, who is a girl at her school who had recently stopped being friends with Julia, who is very wealthy and quite obnoxious. Miranda does not like her at all. Anne-Marie and Miranda start to make friends with Colin, who is a cute-ish skater boy, and they all get a job at Jimmy's Sandwich Shop, and they get paid in a pop-in sandwich every day. Miranda gets her first note from you, and it happens right after she finds that her apartment door is unlocked and the extra key is stolen from the fire escape. The second note she finds when she's counting a bag of rolls at the sandwich shop, and the note addresses her by her name, and it says she has to write a letter about things that haven't happened yet. And the writer asked her not to tell anyone about these notes. Miranda is very freaked out by all of this. Things get complicated with Miranda's new friends. First, we find out that Anne-Marie has epilepsy, which means if she eats too much bread or soda, she'll have seizures, which happen at the cafeteria. And Julia, who is Miranda's nemesis, tells Miranda about her epilepsy, which Miranda didn't know about, and Anne-Marie actually admits it herself that she has this. And she has started to develop a crush on Colin. The third note that Miranda receives is 3 proofs that she'll be seeing in the future. One is about a stolen bag of rolls that'll be in Colin's backpack. The second is that on Christmas Day she will get a first edition copy of A Wrinkle in Time. The third proof is about a postcard which begins the story, which states that Miranda's mom has been entered to be on the $20,000 pyramid. All of these proofs come true. Tension begins with more friend drama. Jimmy ends up making racist comments about Julia, saying that she was the one who had probably stolen his Fred Flintstone bank, which he heard from Miranda, but he completely misunderstood what Miranda was trying to say. Anne-Marie blames Miranda for this, and they get into a small fight. After New Year's Day, though, Miranda decides to make up with Anne-Marie, and they become friends again. This is a time where Miranda decided that she should be a nicer person. She becomes friends with another girl named Alice Evans and calls a truce with Julia. She goes to Julia's house and they bake a gluten-free cake for Anne-Marie's birthday. When she comes back home that day, she even got a kiss from Colin, who was her developing crush. Sal was walking home from school one day and he saw Marcus. Marcus is the one who punched Sal in the stomach, and Sal got scared, so he started to run away. Marcus was trying to apologize for punching him in the first place, so he of course started chasing back after him. Sal ended up in the street, and right then a delivery truck was racing toward him, and he couldn't move out of the way. Right then the Laughing Man came sprinting towards Sal, and he kicked him out of the way. Sal only suffered from 3 broken ribs and a broken arm, but the Laughing Man was unfortunately killed. Miranda finds out that it was the Laughing Man. She knows for a fact it was him because in the shoe that flew off of his foot when he kicked Sal out of the way, there was a note in it. And it said that to deliver her letter to him and she'll know where to find him. Miranda isn't sure what this means until Miranda's mom goes onto the $20,000 pyramid and she wins a lot of money. Miranda was sitting in the studio audience, and when she saw Dick Clark's face say, "Go," she realized that Marcus was the Laughing Man, and they are the same person. and she should deliver the note to Marcus. The Laughing Man is a grown-up version of Marcus, and he had traveled back through time to 1979 to save Sal. As this story ends, Miranda gives her mom applications to go back to law school, being that her mother had quit school because she was pregnant with Miranda. And they decide that she should use the money she won from the game show to go back to law school. Miranda ends up writing the letter that the Laughing Man wanted her to write all along, and she delivered it to Marcus. And that's the end. This is When You Reach Me by Rebecca Stead. When You Reach Me is a winner of the John Newbery Medal, which was introduced by Frederick G. Melcher, and he named it after John Newbery, who is an 18th century bookseller. The idea for this award was happily accepted by children's librarians. His official proposal was approved in 1922 by the ALA Executive Board. This award is to encourage creative work in the field of books for children. On the back of the medal, it says, "For the most distinguished contribution to American literature for children." This award is given to one author of the most distinguished work of that following year. There are no limitations as to the character of the book, but consider except that it should be original work. I believe that this book won the John Newbery Award because it takes the smallest detail and it would end up being very important to the plot. Every event leads readers closer to the unraveling of the mystery. When You Reach Me will leave you on the edge of your seat with its humor, suspense, and originality. I will now read a passage from When You Reach Me from the chapter Christmas Vacation. Then I sat on the couch and closed my eyes. I pictured the world. I pictured the world millions of years ago with crazy clouds of gas everywhere, and volcanoes, and the continents bumping into each other and then drifting apart. Okay, now life begins. It starts in the water with tiny things, microscopic, and then some gets bigger. And one day something crawls out of the water onto land. There are animals, then humans, looking almost not all alike. There are tiny differences in color, the shape of the face, the tone of the skin, but basically they are the same. They create shelters, grow food, experiment, they talk, they write things down. Now fast forward, the earth is still making loops around the sun. There are humans all over the place, driving in cars and flying in airplanes. And then one day, one human tells another human that he doesn't want to walk to school with her anymore. Does it really matter? I asked myself. It did. This has been When You Reach Me by Rebecca Stead. Thank you.